If you are doing the IGNOU MCOM project, the MCOP-001 synopsis is the very first official step, and it is the step most students get wrong. In simple words, the MCOP-001 synopsis is a short research proposal, about 3 to 5 pages that you prepare with your guide and submit for approval before you write the full project report. Until this synopsis is approved and you receive your project proposal number, you are not allowed to start your final report. I am BK Sahni from IGNOUproject.com, and since 2010 our team has helped lakhs of IGNOU students with projects, synopsis, assignments and exam preparation. In this video I will give you the complete IGNOU MCOM Project Synopsis format for MCOP-001, 4 fully worked sample synopses in finance, marketing, HR and accounting, how to write strong objectives and methodology, how to choose an approved guide, and the full approval process step by step. Everything is based on the official MCOP-001 guidelines. So stay till the end, because one small missing part can get your synopsis rejected. Let us first understand what MCOP-001 actually is. MCOP-001 is the compulsory project course of the IGNOU Master of Commerce program. It carries 6 credits and comes in the 4th semester, the final year of your MCOM. Unlike your theory courses, there is no written exam here. Instead, you do an independent research study on a commerce topic under an approved guide, and you submit a project report. And before that report, you submit the synopsis. So remember this clearly. The synopsis is your plan. The report is your result. The synopsis says, this is what I will study and how I will study it. The report says, this is what I found. The report writing, the chapter-wise details and the Viva are covered in our separate MCOM project guide video. In this video we focus fully on the synopsis because that is the gate you must pass first. When should you start your MCOP-001 synopsis? The official advice is to begin from your 3rd semester onwards, especially after you study the research methodology course MCO-03. That course gives you the basic skills to design a study. A good rule is to start your synopsis about 6 to 8 months before your planned submission, so you have enough time for approval, data collection and report writing. Now, why is the synopsis so important? 3 reasons. First, approval. Your topic and your plan must be officially approved before you invest months in research. Second, direction. A clear synopsis fixes your objectives and methodology so you do not wander. Third, your guide. The synopsis is where your guide formally comes on record with a signed biodata and a signed proforma. Many MCOP-001 synopses are rejected simply because the guide biodata is missing or the proforma is unsigned. We will make sure that does not happen to you. Here is the at-a-glance summary you should keep in mind. Course code MCOP-001. Program IGNOU MCOM. Credits 6. Semester 4th. Synopsis length roughly 3 to 5 pages, prepared in consultation with the guide. Approval time about 2 to 3 months. After approval, you get a project proposal number, and only then you begin the report. Now let us open the actual IGNOU MCOM project synopsis format. A complete MCOP-001 synopsis has these parts in this order. 1. The cover or title page. 2. Introduction. 3. Rationale. 4. Literature review. 5. Objectives. 6. Research design and methodology. 7. Scope and limitations. Then a tentative chapter scheme, and finally the bibliography in APA style. Along with this, you attach 2 annexures, the proforma for approval of the project proposal and the signed biodata of your guide. Let us go through each part properly because the way you write each part decides approval. Start with the cover page. The cover page of your IGNOU MCOM Synopsis should clearly mention that this is a project proposal or synopsis for MCOP-001. It must show the project title, your name, your enrollment number, your study center, your regional center, the program Master of Commerce, and the name and designation of your guide. Keep it clean and centered. This is the first thing the evaluator sees, so spelling and accuracy matter. Next, the introduction. The introduction gives the background of your topic. In simple language, explain what your subject area is, why it is relevant in today's business world, and what the broad problem is that you want to study. Keep it focused. Do not write general essay-type content. In a few clear paragraphs, lead the reader from the broad area to your specific topic. After the introduction comes the rationale. This is one of the most important parts, and many students skip it or write it weakly. The rationale answers one simple question. Why this topic? Why now? Here you explain the practical and academic significance of your study. You state what gap or problem exists and why studying it will be useful for the industry, for policy, or for knowledge. A strong rationale tells the evaluator that your project is worth approving. Then comes the literature review. In the synopsis, the literature review is short, but it must be real. You briefly summarize a few existing studies, reports, or articles related to your topic, and you point out what is already known and what gap your study will fill. Use proper references in APA style. Even 3 to 5 good references show the evaluator that you have done your homework and your topic is not random. Now the heart of the synopsis, the objectives. Your objectives are exactly what you hope to know or achieve at the end of the study. The official guideline is clear. Objectives must be stated clearly and precisely, in neutral terms, and where possible in measurable behavioral terms. Let me show you the difference. A weak objective is to study the financial performance of a company. That is too broad. A strong objective is to analyze the profitability and liquidity of Indian Oil Corporation from the financial year 2019 to 2024 using ratio analysis. See the difference. The strong one is specific, time-bound, and measurable. Write 3 to 5 focused objectives like that, and your synopsis becomes far stronger. After objectives comes the research design and methodology. This is where you explain how you will actually do the study. Cover these points one by one. First, the research design. Is it a survey, a case study, an intercompany comparison, or a secondary data analysis? Second, the population and the sample. Who or what are you studying and how many? Third, the sampling method. For example, random sampling or convenience sampling. Fourth, the data sources. Primary data through questionnaires or interviews, secondary data through annual reports, journals or databases. Fifth, the tools of analysis. For example, ratio analysis, percentages, tables, charts, or simple statistical tools. The golden rule is your methodology must match your objectives. If your objectives talk about customer opinion but your methodology has no survey, the synopsis will be rejected. Next, scope and limitations. Here you define the boundary of your study. The scope says what your study covers, for example, one company, one city, or one time period. The limitations honestly state what your study does not cover, for example, a small sample size or limited time. Stating limitations does not weaken your synopsis. It shows academic maturity. After that, add a tentative chapter scheme. Simply list the chapters you plan, such as introduction, literature review, research methodology, data analysis and interpretation, and conclusion with recommendations. Finally, the bibliography. List your references in APA format in alphabetical order. Now the two annexures that decide acceptance, because most rejections happen here. The first is the Proforma for approval of project proposal, also called Annexure-I. This is the official IGNOU form you fill and sign along with your guide. On this Proforma, you mention your enrollment number, the disciplinary domain or subject area, the final project topic, the name and address of your guide, and the number of students currently being guided by that guide. Both you and your guide must sign it with the date. Two important official rules here. 1. The project topic on the Proforma is final. Once it is approved by the evaluator, you cannot change it, so choose carefully. 2. One guide can supervise a maximum of 5 students at a time, so confirm that your guide still has space. The second annexure is the biodata of your guide. This must be filled and signed in original by the guide, with the date. A synopsis submitted without a complete signed guide biodata will be rejected. Please underline this in your mind. So who can be your guide? The eligible guide for MCOP-001 can be a commerce faculty member of the School of Management Studies or an approved academic counselor of the MCOM program with at least 5 years of teaching experience, or a professor, associate professor or lecturer in commerce or management with 5 years of postgraduate teaching, or a person with a master's degree in commerce or an allied field with at least 5 years of relevant experience. If you arrange your own guide, you must attach that guide's biodata for approval along with the synopsis. Now let us make this real with 4 complete sample synopses, 1 each in finance, marketing, HR, and accounting. Use these only to understand the structure. Never copy them, because IGNOU checks for plagiarism. Sample 1, Finance. Title: A study on the financial performance of Indian Oil Corporation Limited from the financial year 2019-20 to 2023-24. Introduction. The petroleum sector is central to the Indian economy, and Indian Oil Corporation is one of its largest players. This study examines how financially healthy the company has remained over 5 years. Rationale. Investors, lenders, and students need a clear picture of profitability and stability, so a ratio-based study of a major public sector firm is highly relevant. Objectives. 1. To analyze the profitability of Indian Oil Corporation using net profit and return ratios. 2. To assess its liquidity using current and quick ratios. 3. To study its solvency using debt-equity ratio. 4. To suggest measures to improve financial performance. Methodology. This is a secondary data analytical study. Data is taken from 5 years of audited annual reports. Tools used are ratio analysis, percentages and trend charts. Scope and limitations. The study covers only one company over 5 years and relies on published financial data. Sample 2, Marketing. Title: A study on consumer buying behavior towards online grocery shopping in the Delhi National Capital Region. Introduction. Online grocery shopping has grown rapidly, and understanding why customers choose it helps retailers plan better. Rationale. With many new grocery apps competing, a clear study of customer preferences and satisfaction has direct practical value. Objectives. 1. To identify the main factors influencing consumers to shop for groceries online. 2. To measure customer satisfaction with online grocery platforms. 3. To study the problems faced by online grocery buyers. 4. To suggest improvements for service providers. Methodology. This is a primary data survey-based study. A structured questionnaire is given to a convenient sample of about 100 respondents in Delhi National Capital Region. Data is analyzed using percentages, tables, and charts. Scope and limitations. The study is limited to one region and a small sample, so results may not apply to the whole country. Sample 3, Human Resource. Title: A Study of Employee Job Satisfaction and Motivation in the Information Technology Sector. Introduction. In the IT sector, retaining skilled employees depends heavily on job satisfaction and motivation. Rationale. High attrition is costly, so understanding what keeps employees satisfied is valuable for HR managers. Objectives. 1. To study the level of job satisfaction among IT employees. 2. To identify the key factors that motivate them. 3. To examine the relationship between motivation and job satisfaction. 4. To suggest measures to improve employee retention. Methodology. This is a primary data survey-based study using a structured questionnaire on a sample of IT employees, analyzed with percentages and simple statistical tools. Scope and limitations. The study focuses on selected companies and a limited sample. Sample 4, Accounting and Taxation. Title: A Study on the Impact of Goods and Services Tax on the Working Capital of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Introduction. GST changed how Indian businesses manage tax and cash flow, and small enterprises felt this strongly. Rationale. Working capital is the lifeline of small firms, so studying how GST affected it is both timely and practical. Objectives. 1. To study the effect of GST on the working capital of selected MSMEs. 2. To examine the compliance challenges they face. 3. To assess the impact on their cash flow and profitability. 4. To suggest measures for better tax planning. Methodology. This study uses both primary data from a questionnaire to MSME owners and secondary data from records, analyzed using percentages, tables, and simple comparison. Scope and limitations. The study is limited to selected enterprises in one district. Notice the pattern across all 4. Clear title, short introduction, a sharp rationale, 3 to 4 measurable objectives, and a methodology that exactly matches those objectives. If you keep this discipline, your IGNOU MCOM Synopsis has a very strong chance of first attempt approval. Now the approval process step by step. Step 1. Choose your topic in consultation with your guide and make sure it fits your specialization, such as finance, marketing, HR, accounting, banking, or international business. Step 2. Prepare the synopsis in the format we just covered. Step 3. Get your guide to review it, sign the synopsis, sign the proforma, and give a signed biodata. Step 4. Submit the complete set to the regional director of your regional center. If you are an MCOM online student, you submit it through the LMS portal. Step 5. On the envelope, write clearly MCOP-001 Project Synopsis. Step 6. Wait for evaluation. The regional center sends your synopsis to an evaluator, and this usually takes about 2 to 3 months. Step 7. If approved, you receive an approval letter and a project proposal number, often called the PP number. From that point, you can begin your full research and report. Step 8. If it is rejected, you will get comments. Do not panic. Make the corrections your evaluator asked for and resubmit. Always keep one copy of your synopsis with you and use the PP number in all future communication with your regional center. A quick word on timing. As a general guideline, synopses are linked to the June and December term end cycles. Because approval itself takes 2 to 3 months, submit your synopsis early. Late submission is the most common reason students miss a full session. Always confirm the current dates on ignou.ac.in or with your regional center, since official dates can change. Let us now talk about why synopses get rejected, so you can avoid it. The most common reasons are these. 1. vague or overbroad objectives that cannot be measured. 2. A weak or missing literature review. 3. A mismatch between your objectives and your methodology. 4. Missing or unsigned guide biodata or an unsigned proforma. 5. A staple proposal instead of a properly bound one. 6. Plagiarism, that is copying an existing synopsis. And 7. An incomplete synopsis where some part is simply missing. Fix these 7 and you remove almost every reason for rejection. Now, a question many students ask: is the synopsis hard, and should I make it myself? Honest answer: the synopsis is not very long, but it must be precise. If you are clear about your topic and your guide is supportive, you can absolutely prepare it yourself using the format in this video. The skill you build while writing your own objectives and methodology is genuinely useful, and it makes your Viva much easier later. And does doing it well actually matter for your career? Yes, in a practical sense. The MCOM project trains you in real research, data analysis and report writing, which are valued in accounting, finance, banking and analyst roles. A clean, original project also reflects well in interviews when you can confidently explain what you studied and what you found. So treat it as a skill, not just a formality. If you would like expert help, here is how we support you at IGNOUproject.com. Because every MCOM synopsis is customized to your topic, specialization and guide. This is not a fixed-price product. It is quote-based. We help with topic selection, a properly formatted and original synopsis, correct objectives and methodology, the proforma, and guidance on the approval process. For a personalized quote, just message us on WhatsApp at 93546378330. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. Let me quickly answer the most common questions. What is the project code for the IGNOU MCOM project? It is MCOP-001. How many credits is it? 6 credits in the 4th semester. How long does synopsis approval take? About 2 to 3 months. Can I change my topic after approval? No. The approved topic is final, so choose carefully. Can I submit the synopsis online? MCOM online students submit through the LMS portal, while regular ODL students submit to their regional director. Do I need a guide before submitting? Yes. The synopsis must include your guide's signed biodata and a signed proforma, or it will be rejected. Let us quickly recap. The MCOP-001 synopsis is your approved research plan, and it must be passed before you write the report. Its format is cover page, introduction, rationale, literature review, objectives, methodology, scope and limitations, chapter scheme, and bibliography, plus the proforma and the guide biodata. Keep your objectives specific and measurable. Keep your methodology matched to those objectives, and never submit without the signed guide biodata. Submit early, get your project proposal number, and only then begin your report. If this helped you, please subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education for more IGNOU MCOM and project guidance, and check the description for our full MCOM project guide and our IGNOU synopsis format video. Always verify the latest official dates and rules on ignou.ac.in or with your regional center. This is BK Sahni from IGNOUproject.com. All the best with your MCOM project.